Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Got a couple new pieces of kit and I thought I would share those with you. And one I wish would have come in a little more timely because I could have used it on a recent video I did on Poncho Shelters. But the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about my cap. Now I want to bring this in close, let you take a good look at it. Now my cap has served me very, very well, and a lot of people have commented on this too. Now, my cap has served me very, very well. However, it's seen a lot of use over the past couple of years, and my wife has become somewhat repelled by the smell of the hat and me when I wear the hat. So I figured it was time to get a new cap. Well, I went on the Amazons and found a pretty good deal. I got two caps with Velcro on the front, on the top, and on the back. And I thought the deal was pretty good. But it came with a couple patches too. Well, one patch was Old Glory here. And you know, I thought that was pretty cool. Decent colors, would go well with the cap. And there was a tab, and the tab had a white line that went through it. And I was thinking, well, what in the world's that about? I thought it might say something like "Let's go Brandon" or something like that some people get offended by. But you know, it was a tab with a white line through it. And when I received my two caps, I found out that the tab said this. Now I'm going to include a screenshot of the JPEG that they had advertising for this. "In God We Trust" was blocked out. "In God We Trust." You know what? I don't follow anybody else's faith but my own. But I also am not going to be offended to the point to where, you know, they have to block out what they have to say on Amazon. I found that very, very unusual. So I looked at Amazon and I just typed in morale patches. The F-bomb is perfectly fine to put on Amazon's JPEGs for their advertising. But "In God We Trust," somehow or another that's offensive? If you want to check it out for yourself, just get on Amazon, type in morale patches. There's a whole bunch of pages you can go through and just sort of calculate the number of foul languaged morale patches. And I'm not even talking about the vulgarity of some of the content that the language is associated to, but just see how many are on there that have very clearly inappropriate language. But "In God We Trust," that was blocked out. I didn't really care for that all that much. Now, my cap. I'll probably still wear it for gardening and stuff like that, chores around the house, but it's time to go. I am going to transfer that over to a new cap with my last patch. And the nice thing about these caps is, one is solid fabric and the other is ventilated. So I have a summer cap, hot weather cap, and one for the rest of the year. Perfect fit too. I like it. Now, just to let you see the differences in these. Yeah, I think a little fade has happened on both the patch and the cap. But that is the first thing I wanted to show you. The other thing, I wish it would have came in on time. I definitely could have used this. I ordered it on a whim. I personally see the benefit of a bivy bag. And most of the bivy bags that I see, I mean, they're pretty expensive, and most of them are a solid color. I was wanting camouflage, and specifically I was wanting multicam. I found one, $99, read through the specs, things like that. I believe it's made in China, as most things are these days. So I just figured, what the hey, I'm going to check it out. If I don't like it, I'll send it back. But I haven't even really had a chance to really take it out of the package. I opened the Amazon package, and it's in a Ziploc. Looks like it's coyote tan on one side. A nice little stuff sack. For what this is, I think it's a little overcomplicated. And I'm definitely going to replace that little piece of cordage. I think that's one of the ones that are reflective. And the label there. Oh, here we go. Here's the brand. And let's see, we got, and a little tag here shows some specifics. Now, my Poncho Shelter, in driving rain or just rain with a little bit of breeze, that is not going to keep your insulation dry. However, the addition of a bivy bag will definitely assist in that. Okay, we have coyote tan on one side, not desert tan, coyote tan, so that's a decent neutral color. And this is huge. That is easily, my arm is fully extended. I'm 5'9", and it's touching the ground. So this thing's huge. So it will accommodate anyone of any size. And just first impressions, it's not as rigid as Gore-Tex. It looks like it has pretty decent tape seams on everywhere. Check out the zip, because I'm a stickler for the zip. And one of the things that attracted me to this too is the length of the zip. It appears to have a two-way zip. Yeah, the zipper looks pretty good. Snaps. This is very reminiscent of the USGI Sleep System Bivy Bag, which I really liked. That is easily a 3/4 zip. One of the things I don't particularly care for with most of the bivy bags that are out there is the fact that you have to wiggle down in them. And when you have your sleep system, your sleeping bag, your insulation inside of the bivy bag, you have to be able to manhandle all of those things at once and wiggle down in there. And if you're a young spry guy, a bit on the lean side, you know, that's not going to be much of a problem. But if you're anything other than that, you're going to wiggle in there, adjust, wiggle down there, adjust, or wiggle down there until you're finally in there. Okay, once you're in there, everything's adjusted, you're perfectly comfortable. Then you got to get out to go pee. And even though my Snug Pack sleep system has a center zip, I can unzip that, reach around, unzip the side, be able to get out with no problem. And it looks like the width of this is pretty substantial as well. That's an easy 30 inches right there. And that's one of the things I really did not like about my Snug Pack Special Forces sleep system is it is very narrow, very, very narrow. I'm going to be taking this out, trying it out, and I will keep you updated on what I think of it. And they have woodland camo as well as multicam. It looks like the multicam pattern is pretty good. A lot of times you order things, especially from China, that are considered multicam. They aren't. The colors aren't correct. The pattern is a little iffy. The print is a little off. This looks pretty good. And I'm going to be looking forward to trying this out. Like I said, if you're going to be using any type of like a tarp shelter, things like that in warm weather, and it's going to be raining and there's a potential for breeze or something like that, even if you're not closing this up, it's a good idea to be able to have something around your non-waterproof or water-resistant insulation in order to keep you comfortable throughout the night, because you may be okay for the first half of the night, but you hit those cold spells between 3 and 5. And at those points, you're going to really regret having wet insulation when you're trying to get that last little bit of good REM sleep that you desperately, desperately need. Well, folks, those are my new things. I just want to throw that out there real quick and share that with you. The Bivy Bag, I'll keep you up to date on that. The caps, I needed a new cap, and I was just going to share those with you, but when I saw what I saw with the little tab, that sort of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not offended, I'm more confused. Are we in a world now to where the F-bomb is much more acceptable in various forms? The space between two words, like, what the bleeping such and such, is that perfectly acceptable? And in God we trust has to be censored? Doesn't make any sense to me. Well, anyway, folks, I'll share those things with you. I hope you have a fantastic day. And as always, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.